Cancer, welcome to your weekly tarot reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I am offering a promotion for the month of May. So you can get all those details in the description below. It's a really good time to get a reading if you've been wanting one. Okay, my friends, let's get started. We're going to use a Celtic cross today and see what the current energy around Cancer for the week ahead. What is the current energy around Cancer for the week ahead? Eight of Swords in reverse. Ooh, Cancer. Okay, so you may be overly focused right now on sort of this fear of consequence or a fear of a certain outcome. You might be worrying about something not working out, and it's really got you feeling stuck. Okay, so by worrying overly, thinking about something with that worry vibe, feeling like, oh, this isn't going to work out, or what if this happens, what if that happens, what if this happens, you're sort of stuck, and it's self-imposed. This is a time where you could be feeling like completely paralyzed, analysis paralysis, right? That sort of feeling where you're overthinking something to the point where you're lost and stuck. And it's self-imposed because you've sort of tied yourself up here with your own thoughts. So let's see what's creating the obstacle here in your thinking. What's creating that obstacle? We see the Fool and the Two of Cups. Oh, Cancer. So you're overthinking something to do with a relationship, or you're overthinking something to do with a new beginning in a relationship, or it could be a new beginning with how you see yourself. So take it as it resonates, right? This is an opportunity for you to do something new, and you may be overthinking how it's going to go. Or it's an opportunity for you and a person to have a beginning together, and you're worried about how it's going to work out. The obstacle for you could also be this idea of doing something that feels almost like a risk in a relationship, like taking a chance on someone, and then you're sort of overthinking how it's going to go, which ends up stopping everything in its place. So interesting to see that combination here for you. Really makes me feel like the thing that's causing the obstacle is maybe a choice about whether or not to pursue something with someone, or whether or not to pursue a new beginning for yourself. Again, sometimes I see the Two of Cups as you and you trying to understand yourself on a deeper level, but it can also definitely be you and another person. So it could be that there is a new beginning possible with someone, or that you're worried that a new beginning isn't possible with someone. There's a dynamic here of worrying about a new beginning, either with a person or a new beginning that you're about to go for with your, like, just you're about to pursue something new, and you're not maybe trusting yourself, or you're focused on how it could go wrong, on how it might not work, as opposed to focusing on how it could go very well, and how it could lead to a very new beginning for you, a new adventure almost, with the Fool there. Let's see what's top of mind for Cancer right now. What's top of mind for Cancer? Ace of Cups. Interesting, in reverse. But, seeing that Ace of Cups tells me that what's top of mind for you is sort of rising above some emotional sort of difficulties with expressing your emotions, or feeling your emotions, or loving yourself, accepting yourself, not judging yourself, really, really giving yourself some love here, and some acceptance. And that might be on the top of your mind right now, because that's what you need in order to stop worrying that things aren't going to work out. That Ace of Cups in reverse is top of mind for you, potentially because you just need to love yourself and trust yourself and accept yourself and see yourself through the eyes of that sort of unconditional love. It's time to nurture yourself. You may be repressing some emotions. You may be needing to open up to the possibility of love here with yourself or with another. Because, it almost feels like that could really expand something here. Seeing the Seven of Cups in reverse on the bottom, which tells me that there may be some fear around options that are presenting themselves. You may be blocked by fear when you think about options. So let's see what's at the root of this. What's driving this reading right now? What's at the root of all of this? Ooh, interesting. Three of Wands. So you're envisioning the future in the Three of Wands. You're envisioning your future. And as you do that, there's a part of you that's worrying a certain situation may not work out. And you may be thinking that it's not going to work out because you need to nurture yourself a little bit here and sort of open up to the possibility that it's going to work out. Again, this is sort of a moment where you might be waiting for the results of a situation. You may be waiting to see how something is going to work out. And you're wondering if it's going to progress or stay stuck. And I think as you're focused on the future, the guidance in this reading is to not focus on your worries and fears, because that's just going to stop you in your tracks, but to focus on the adventure, the new beginning, the new possibilities, and to love yourself, to nurture yourself, to be open to receiving love and support as it comes to you. Really interesting. Seven of Cups in reverse, still on the bottom of the deck. So I really feel like fear is a big obstacle right now. It's blocking some potential. Let's see what the past influences are here. Oh, look at that. Look, it just fell out like that. Ten of Swords. Oh, and there's the World in reverse. So in the past, there may have been some sudden changes, some sudden moments that came out of nowhere that you didn't see coming. It was very unexpected, and it got you, and it hurt. This was a very painful ending. And that might be why you're overthinking in the present, because you've been burned in the past, right? It happens. When we get burned, when something happens that we didn't see coming, or we may have seen it coming, but just thought, no, that's not possible. There's no way that's going to happen. And then it happened. And so you may need to forgive yourself for that. You may need to actually forgive yourself and say, it's okay that I ignored my own intuition about something, and then I ended up having a painful ending, because I feel like seeing the World in reverse says that you haven't completely closed this chapter yet, that it's time to close it. It's time to stop the fear of the pain happening again, limit you in the present. You know what I mean? And it almost feels like a past pain could be limiting you in the present moment, because that's where the fear is coming from. The fear is coming from, well, this could happen again. And I don't want that to happen again. So I'm not even going to go there. So you've completely closed yourself off. You're worried about new beginnings. Even though you're dreaming of the future, you're sort of like, well, I'm not going to completely open myself up because this could happen again. So you need to bring closure to this past pain in order to allow yourself to enjoy the potential in the present, right? Seeing the Knight of Wands now on the bottom of the deck, which is a card of self-sabotage, where we want to go for something and we're envisioning something in the future, but we stop ourselves because we don't think it's possible, or we're afraid that we'll get hurt. And we end up sabotaging ourselves. So let's see what the upcoming future energy is in this situation. Oh, it's the Ten of Cups. Whoops. It's slipping out of my hands. So it almost feels like it could go one way or the other. But seeing the Ten of Cups after having the Ten of Swords in the past tells me that there is so much potential happiness here for you, Cancer. There's so much potential in whatever this new beginning is. You got to let yourself love this moment here. You got to let yourself be free of the past so that you can truly settle into this wonderful new beginning. This is beautiful. This is lovely. Love seeing that there. And look what's on the bottom now. Shadow work. Free yourself from something that you feel chained to from the past. It's time to break free from something that's been holding you hostage from being truly happy and truly open to possibilities. Something has been holding you back, and it's time to set yourself free. Very interesting. Let's see how Cancer sees themselves right now. How does Cancer see themselves right now? Let's just move these up. Oh, wow. You see yourself on the brink of a transformation here. But there's also this Five of Swords where there's a part of you that's like, I don't know if I can truly release myself from these defeating moments. But man, oh man, releasing yourself from those defeating moments is going to lead to such a huge transformation. So seeing these two cards come through in this position tells me that right now you see yourself as sort of holding back. You see yourself as resisting. You know you're resisting. You know that you're holding yourself back. You know that the past has a hold on you still. And you know that in addition to that, you also know that there's an opportunity here for you to transform this with that Death card. And that I think you're just at the place now where you're working on convincing yourself that it's okay to open up again. It's okay to start a new beginning. It's okay to dream about a future where you feel fulfilled and satisfied and happy. That's okay. I feel like you're working on it. Good for you. You're working on it. And bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles, which I think confirms that you're working on it. You're working on developing a new way of doing things where you trust yourself. And I think you're so close to sort of releasing yourself from these past moments that have got you worrying and fearing outcomes in new opportunities. You're working on it. Let's see how other people see you right now. How do other people see Cancer right now? That one card really wanted to come out. King of Swords. That was the card that I felt wanted to come out. Let's keep shuffling. There we go. And there's the Seven of Cups. So other people see you as being very wise, being very honest, have a lot of integrity, and that you're able to sort of see things from a lot of different perspectives. Other people see you as having a lot of options as well, and that you're examining those options. So when people see you, Cancer, they're like, yeah, Cancer's really looking at all the options, and they're really sort of imagining how everything could work out, and they're being flexible. They're not being stubborn. They're not being rigid. I think other people see you as someone who can really take an idea and then see all of the potential in that idea and then keep moving towards it. You know what I mean? Very intellectual, very wise, and very much someone who can see the full perspective. And so that's very interesting. That I feel like people really see you as having a lot of wisdom and integrity, and that you're able to be very flexible mentally with how you look at things, and that you can shift your perspective in order to see the positive. That you're able to do that. Let's see what the hopes and fears are here in this situation. Four of Wands. You know, it's interesting. The Four of Wands represents to me like a gateway. You can see when I turn it upright, it kind of looks like 1111. It looks like there's a finish line there. And it really, in some other decks, you see two people celebrating here. So for some people, seeing the Four of Wands is a significance of marriage or achievement, something that feels like a big inner reward, something that's very satisfying, something that you dreamed about seeing in the future, and then it becomes realized, right? Three of Wands is us looking into the future, anticipating an outcome that we've been sort of trying to manifest, that we've chosen a direction, and now we're waiting, not waiting, but sort of anticipating something to shift. And then in the Four of Wands, we actually see it happening, and we cross that finish line into a new timeline. And I feel like seeing the Four of Wands in reverse for you is saying that there's a part of you that really thinks this is possible and another part of you that isn't thinking it's possible. That there's a hope that it's possible that you will cross this finish line and achieve this fulfilling outcome. And there's a part of you that's like, nope, not possible. And if you feel like it's not possible and that's your fear, gratitude. Gratitude is the key in this card when I see it in reverse, is the idea of be grateful, focus on being grateful for the opportunity that you have, and that might help you shift your perspective on the whole thing and the possibility of the whole thing. Interesting. Five of Wands. You got the 3, 4, and 5. Seeing the 5 in reverse says that there's conflict, that there's too many cooks in the kitchen. There may be too many people's opinions. You may be looking outwardly for advice or comparing your situation to other people's situation, and that might be the thing that's causing you to feel like it's not possible. You might also be focused on conflicts from the past, because we see that 10 of Swords in the past with the World in reverse, which says that you haven't completely closed the loop on something and it's still causing you to think things aren't possible in the present. Let's see what the potential outcome is here for Cancer. What's the potential outcome in this situation? The Chariot. You are going places. This is Cancer energy already. And seeing that as your outcome says to me that you're leveling up. You're leaving something behind and you're moving forward towards this 10 of Cups, which is in the future position. And so Cancer, honestly, I feel like there's no limits to what you could achieve right now. Whatever you put your mind to is going to expand around you. And there's so much transformative energy here if you can really focus on that nurturing self-love and self-acceptance and releasing yourself from worries that are really just living in the past, fears about things that have happened in the past happening again, and releasing yourself from that seems to set you free and put you in motion. So you move from being in self-imposed restriction to being the driver of the chariot and moving forward and away from the past, moving towards whatever this dream is, moving towards this Four of Wands and this transformative energy that other people see in you already. And then it's like you start to see it in yourself. This is such a powerful reading. My goodness. I love this reading for you. Bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. So really seeing things from a different perspective is going to serve you so much. Dump that Ace of Cups of love all over yourself. Nurture yourself. Bathe yourself in love and acceptance and trusting and forgiving yourself for being implicated in whatever hurt you in the past. Sometimes the thing we really need to forgive is ourselves, you know? And sometimes we have to forgive for ourselves. So we have to forgive past situations. We have to let them go so that we are not hostage anymore to that past energy. Very interesting reading for you this week. Let's close this reading for Cancer. We'll select an oracle card here. What is the highest guidance for Cancer for this reading moving ahead? Building blocks. I love that because that tells me that you're stripping the foundation to see where there's rotten wood, where the foundation isn't strong, where there's termites, where there's mold, where there's stuff from the past that's weakening the foundation, and you're building a new foundation. And it's going to carry you forward. It's going to carry you forward into the future, away from these moments. This was on the bottom of the deck. Away from these moments where you felt that 10 of Swords, that sharp ending, that pain, that abandonment. It's like you're seeing now that this was divine redirection instead of a rejection that you've been hanging on to as pain. You're now starting to see that that saved you, that if that situation had worked out, then you wouldn't be here about to level up. This is such a fascinating reading. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Cancer. Wow. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today, and I hope it's been helpful. I'm looking forward to reading for you again very soon, and I'm sending you so much love, my friends. Take care.